We're starting to see the results of a move made in the name of public relations and what I see as a chance for the Liberals to reverse one of those policies the mean and scary Conservatives put in place for the actual safety and well-being of Canadians. The former Conservative government issued a visa requirement for Mexicans, and at the time, the President of Mexico was so offended that he cancelled a scheduled trip to Ottawa, while the ambassador said Mexico was really mad at Stephen Harper. Not surprisingly, asylum claims from Mexicans are at record levels since the Liberal government reversed the decision and lifted visa requirements on December 1st of 2016. Now they say that they might implement a cap if claims reach 3,500, but the key word here is might. It was really obvious to me at the time that Trudeau was just out to impress his newfound running buddy and President of Mexico, Nieto, and virtue signal to the world that Canada's borders were wide open to all of the Mexicans that the evil Donald Trump was building a wall for to keep out of the U.S. According to new data from the Immigration and Refugee Board, claims for asylum are already at 266 just from the first 3 months of this year. Compare that to a total of 241 in all of 2016. First of all, the Conservative government made having a visa a requirement not only for obvious safety reasons, but also because Mexicans crossing the border to Canada were clearly abusing the system to seek refuge here, and now they're obviously doing it again. What a huge surprise. From 2005 to 2008, 25% of all asylum seekers were from Mexico, and in 2009 alone, 9,511 claims were processed. The following year, when the requirement had been implemented, the number of claims dropped to 1,349. The Liberals were warned time and time again by public servants that there were security risks that came along with lifting the requirement, like easier access for criminals, like weak passport controls that make it easy for people outside of Mexico using fake ID to get a Mexican passport, like other countries seeing Canada as a weak security partner and strengthening their border controls as a result. In other words, a lot of these asylum seekers are fake refugees looking to exploit our system. And there's not just a safety risk that comes along with bringing more Mexican refugees into Canada. Processing Mexican asylum claims comes at a cost. It actually came at a cost of $400 million to process the paperwork alone during the peak in claims. That's not counting the public dollars and resources that are expended to house, feed, and take care of refugees. Yes, tourism dollars did take a hit when that policy was put in place, going from $365 million annually to $200 million. Factor in the price of paperwork to accommodate asylum seekers, and it was still costing Canadian taxpayers more money in the grand scheme of things. Actually, it's still going to cost Canadians almost $270 million over the next 10 years just to lift the visa requirement after tourism and travel dollars are factored in. At the time the new requirements were put in place by the Conservatives, they had Mexico listed as a safe country, which meant that there really wasn't any plausible excuse for anyone from there to seek asylum in Canada. Now the Liberals want that changed because they say that innocent Mexicans are denied certain human rights and are at serious risk from the drug war going on in their country. I'm not saying all Mexicans are bad, but public servants that know more than me are saying that the risks involved include letting drug dealers and human traffickers into Canada with ease. There's a reason that Donald Trump wants to build that wall. Too many criminals and bad people are taking advantage of the system. And now Trudeau and the Liberals are willing to put Canadians in harm's way over a lesson that's already been learned. We've become the Florence Nightingale of the world, and that's the way these bleeding hearts like it. Throwing money at other countries' problems, opening our borders to any asylum seeker out there, all in the name of diversity, inclusion, and strength, all without thinking about the consequences. But here in the real world, though, bad people exist, are opportunistic, and will take advantage of any situation that has a favorable outcome for them. And what Donald Trump is doing right in order to protect his country is now going to grow into a problem for us because Trudeau is doing it wrong and is welcoming basically whoever into Canada. If you want to keep Mexicans safe from drug dealers and violent crime and human trafficking, you can't have it both ways when you're importing those exact same problems into your own country. But of course, the Liberals wouldn't want to offend or make anyone really, really mad again for the sake of Canadian safety now, would they? For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any of the content that you just won't find anywhere else.